What's up everyone, Piano Joe here, and welcome to part 6 of this restoration. So today I'm going to be showing you all what I've been doing with this piano so far. We've actually been doing a lot. I didn't really film it because it's kind of been a slower process, and part 5 was a kind of long video, so I just decided, you know what, this is going to be some updates, but don't worry, we're also going to be working on it today, so we're going to get some of those cool shots again. So if you've watched my previous parts, if you haven't, go watch them. But if you have, you remember that I bought this piano and I was missing 2 strings. Problem with the Yamaha CP-70, like the only problem with it, is that strings usually break on it. The reason being, a lot of times these pianos weren't well taken care of and the strings can be rusted or corroded, leading to them snapping eventually. So I needed to replace 2 strings. One I had to custom order from Mapes String Company in Nashville. The other one was just a regular piano string, which the piano tuner could just bring over. So 2 days ago he came over and he installed those 2 strings. So let me show you those. Right here's the one that I had to custom order. You can tell how much brighter and just cleaner it looks than the rest of these. It looks really nice. That was around $20 for that string, not including the shipping. So, I mean, not the best price, but also better than another website that I'm not going to mention. But they just are like stupid prices. Here's the other string. As you can see, it looks just looks cleaner than the rest of these strings. But he installed both of them, and this is actually one string that just goes around, and then you just tune each half of the string individually, which is kind of cool. So he just cut that to the right size, then just installed it. So all the silver strings, or the stainless steel strings, all of these are just regular piano wire, which you can just cut to size. The copper wound ones, as you can see, there's a hook and a loop. And these have to be specifically made for the piano. So this you just can't cut to size like the regular piano string. So that's why I had to custom order this one specifically for this model of piano. Another thing that I did, if you can tell, all these strings, don't mind the stains down there, but all the strings, I mean, look at them. They kind of look shiny now. When I first got this thing, these strings were rusted, corroded, nasty. The thing that I ended up doing was I noticed that these strings were actually, the sound wasn't the best. It was cool, but it wasn't the best. And the reason being is that rust and corrosion really deadens the sound of your strings. So one way to get rid of it, and one way that's easy and cheap, is you get steel wool, and then you just clean these. You clean this side, clean that side, then flip this piano up, because this one actually, you know, it lifts up. Then I just went to the back and then cleaned the back side of these strings. Now, don't do that with the copper wound strings, because supposedly that can damage them. Only the stainless steel ones. And believe it or not, the sound is so much more clean and crisp, and just, it sounds so much better now that the strings are clean, because rust and corrosion really do deaden the sound. So that's what I ended up doing, and I'm super happy with the results. So now when you have the top off of the piano, it just looks so much nicer, because the strings are kind of like shiny now, so that's kind of cool. Another thing that we did with this piano, if you remember, tremolo and volume were not working, as well as the 2 outputs. So when I got this thing, well, actually, let me turn this camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. When I got this thing, some of these things were loose. So the connectors kind of wore over time, and they were loose and coming out. These 2 were actually fully out. So what I ended up doing in the one video was I put them all back in, and then at the end, I said it still wasn't working. Well, after a little while of just kind of thinking this through and just looking at all the electronics, I decided, well, actually I remembered that it was these 2 strings that were fully off and only these were loose. So these I just clamped back on, but these I put on the wrong way. So what I did was just flip them around, plugged it into an amplifier, tested it out, and now these outputs actually work. So super happy with that, because now we have working tremolo, working volume. All the knobs here now work. So this is a super exciting thing, because now we have a fully functioning Yamaha CP-70. So let me show you what I mean. So let's turn the volume all the way down. Nothing happens. Turn it all the way up. And now the most exciting part. Turn on tremolo. I absolutely love that. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like having a Leslie speaker built into a piano. So that's a really, really cool thing to have, because I love the Hammond organ and the Leslie sound. So being able to have that in a piano is like super cool to me. So I'm really happy we fixed that. Next update, I know this is a super long intro, guys. Don't worry, we're going to get to the fun stuff soon. But this is a pretty cool thing as well. The thing with this piano is they were never made to have music rests on them. A reason being was the top always stayed on, because this wasn't really an acoustic piano, even though it is. But it was meant to always have the top screwed on and only taken off when you were working on it. So they never really made that music rest that, you know, stayed underneath the top of the piano. That went across, and, you know, then you would fold up the music stand and then you would put your books on it. And the thing is, I love this piano and I use it for my main piano now. So I ended up making one by myself. So this was actually a really cool project. Let me just pick it up off the floor and put it on. I got some plywood. I got an old existing organ music rest, outlined it on a piece of plywood, cut it with a jigsaw, sanded it down, painted it nice glossy black, and this is the result. Look at that beauty. I absolutely love it, and it holds your music great. It doesn't tip over, it just works perfect. So as you can see, I just got this measured across, and the cool thing is that this has a little lip here, as you can see, so you can slide this anywhere you want, just like on a real piano. And then on the back, I just used some old Hammond organ hinges. And it just works perfect. I absolutely love how that turned out. It's just super, super cool to me. So, really, really, really happy about that. Really happy. I love it. Let me put that back down. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, sorry, I forgot to mention, you're probably going to notice this piano's still out of tune. Reason being is that when the guy came, he put in the strings, but because they're brand new, as with any new strings, guitar, bass, whatever, you got to let them stretch out. So he made them a little bit sharp, so when they stretch out they're going to start becoming like flat again, and then he can tune this whole thing. So that process is probably going to take a week. So he's going to come next week, and he's going to be tuning the whole thing. So we're going to have that nice, tuned, finished Yamaha CP-70. That's going to be so exciting. So hopefully part 7 ends this. Hopefully. I'm hoping, guys. I'm hoping. So what we're going to be doing today, guys, is we're going to be replacing some of the damper felts. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is what's going to stop the sound when you press a string and then let go. So let's do one down here. So like that, and then when you hold it, so all of these damp each individual string, and as you can see, some of them are kind of just disintegrated and have just totally fallen apart. And that leaves us with this. Sorry, this one. And we don't want that at all because that just messes up everything. So we're going to be replacing a few of these. So how we're going to be doing that, we're going to be taking an X-Acto knife. We're going to be scraping the top of the wood clean, take out all the old felt, then we're going to be putting in new felt. So only problem is this is just the felt part and it's not like the decorative, so it's not going to have the red, but we're going to try mixing it together. So I have some felt here from Joann Fabric. So what I'm going to try doing is gluing this onto the new felt and kind of recreating that red on top of the felt so we can have that nice uniform look, because I love that red. And it's really going to bother me if I see some of these things just plain white without the red on top. So we're going to try that out. We're going to see how that's going to turn out. Hopefully it turns out good. Hopefully it turns out good. And we're going to be using Elmer's white glue to glue them on. So this is going to be good because it's a mild glue, non-toxic. It's not going to destroy any of the wood, not going to really bother anything. And when you take it off, it's going to be able to just easily be removable. So if you ever have to replace the felts again, you can do that easily. So that's what we're going to be doing, and without further ado, let's get into this. Alright everyone, so now I'm going to be flipping this over to its side. It's going to be resting on the hinges, and then I'm going to be looking at the bottom of this, looking at all the felts and seeing which ones need to be replaced and which ones I can just keep. So let's get that started. So there you are, everyone. This is the one we're going to be replacing, and we can keep the one on the back. So how I just removed that is, if you can see, there's all these little screws here. All you do is just loosen it up, and then this comes right out of the mechanism, and it's much easier to work on this way. So let's start scraping this off and see if we can replace it and see how nice it turns out. So first of all, we're going to be taking our X-Acto knife, we're going to be scraping this clean, and then next we're going to be trying to recreate the red with this, and then cutting this to the right size, and then just sticking that So all the damper felts are now fixed. Some of them, you know, they look like they're kind of peeling, but I kind of ran out of the size, like the longer strips, so I can't really do anything about that. But it's fine anyway, because it's damping the strings now good. Yeah, they're just like so much better now. Everything's all tightened up, everything's ready to go. Now the next thing I'm going to be working on is replacing this thing right here. Alright, right there. So that's our troublemaker, as you can see. It's really bad. It keeps going on the side, so this hammer's a little bit off-centered. So I'm going to be taking that out, replacing it with one of the leftover pieces. You can just glue that right down on there. Same with this one. Half of it was vacuumed up, so I'm going to be replacing that. Then I'm going to be flipping this piano back over, testing out everything, making sure it all works. And then I think that's pretty much it. Then all we got to do is tune this thing, and it's done. It's done. Alright, so... Alright everyone, I think that's pretty much it. So, all the felts are now working, so now everything is finally being damped correctly. I fixed the felts right underneath the hammers, so I fixed the felts on the whipping. So they're all fixed now. So pretty much this whole piano is pretty much done now. All we got to do is the tuning, and yeah, that's it. So this is exciting. So part 7 might be it, guys. Part 7 might be the final reveal. So stay tuned for part 7, because this is going to be super exciting, everyone. I'm super happy that I finally got this thing done. It's definitely been a long journey, but definitely worth it. Because now we have this beautiful vintage instrument fully restored, ready to be played, ready to be taken out, shown off. So really, really cool. It's just a really, really cool thing to be able to actually own one of these. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, please leave a big thumbs up. I really hope that this helped you learn some stuff about your Yamaha CP-70 if you have one. If you want to refurbish one, I hope that this gave you a few tips on how to at least fix some of the felts. Not really too hard. I believe if you put your mind to it, you can probably fix one of these up, because if I could do it, I mean, you could probably do it too. So yeah, leave a big thumbs up if you liked it. Comment below what you think about these type of pianos. If you have any experience with them, that would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe so you get notified whenever I come out with any more videos about this or any other piano related videos. And don't forget to share this video with people who you think might like it, because that also helps me a lot. So thanks everyone for watching. Have a good one.